Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope that you had nice refreshments and that you're full of energy. We're continuing with our IoT block. It is my great honor to invite Dr. Alexander Lorenz from Bosch SoftTech, who will speak on the topic of connected mobility. Alexander, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. Let's talk about cool products. Let's talk about cool people. Let's talk about Bosch. Sorry, I had to start that way. We have already heard about Bosch, and you see big numbers here. We are a huge company, present in hundreds of countries, being very dominant in the automotive sector, but also in other areas. I don't want to impress you with these numbers, but I want to mention two special topics. The size of this company allows people to do very different jobs during their career. And that is something I myself also experienced. I used to work in 4 divisions at Bosch, totally different products, totally different environment. I used to work in the US. I went back to Germany. I'm a German citizen. So great opportunities in a great company. And the second special topic I would like to mention is, as Bosch is a charitable foundation, the working and behavior in that company is different to companies which are publicly traded. So we do not have to have special results every quarter and report this to the public market. We can plan and act more long-term, and that really gives a different feeling in everyday's life in this company. I really like to be in that environment. How do we see the future of mobility? Just a few words about this. We heard already about that driving in the future will be autonomous, so there will be no driver needed anymore. And we call this that the car will become the so-called third living space. To be honest, if I'm traveling with my family, my wife and my 3 kids, for them it is already the living space, but not for me yet. But this will become reality soon. Second one is, because cars will be autonomous, people will move back again into rural areas. And that is an interesting part. So life will change again. People will no longer always go into those mega cities. They will want to live in rural areas again. And as a consequence, people will re-own their cities. We see an example here. There will be less cars, less transportation on the streets, and so the city appearance will change in future. This is how the world will look like in a couple of years. What you see here is, for example, car sharing, scooter sharing, robo-taxis, autonomous driving for sure. You will be able to switch between these different methods of transportation. Everything will be electric. And Belgrade will look like this in 1 or 2 years, hopefully. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because Bosch has formed a new business division. It is called Connected Mobility Solutions, where they bring in all activities which are related to connected and mobility. And we are part of this unit. The special thing about this unit is that it acts differently than the rest of the company. And just to give you an impression, I would want to share with you a video of the founding procedure. This was the so-called Bosch Connected World in Berlin, Germany, 6 or 8 weeks ago. So please look at this video.
Hi, my name is Jens. I'm at the Bosch Connected World and Bosch Connected Experience in Berlin. Bosch is establishing a whole new business unit called Bosch Connected Mobility Solutions, or in short, CS. Let's take a look. What are the essentials of this new Bosch team?
Today I want to announce as world news that Bosch decided to build a new division called Bosch Connected Mobility Solutions.
In the future, we'll have connectivity that allows us that services are happening surrounding us. The car that I ordered will be there before I actually order it, because the system, the world, will automatically know what services is needed where and when.
We're here talking about connected mobility and connected logistics, and that is the key in order to improve traffic in urban surroundings. The number of megacities is still increasing worldwide. The amount of urbanized surroundings is increasing as well. So we need innovative approaches.
Mobility is like radically changing. Lyft and Uber have like really changed like how mobility is accessible. So shared mobility, but also sort of like the emerging autonomous driving is just really completely changing on how we think about how we move from A to B. What times and what ages, who is moving. I think we're just at the very, very beginning of that.
Actually, we feel that the world of mobility is changing in the future. Today, the business, also of Bosch, is mostly centered around building vehicles, owning vehicles, maintaining vehicles over lifetime. In the future, mobility means much more. It means sharing. Transportation means sharing information, making also business out of data. And this is where we want to contribute with technology, with solutions for our customers. And that means that we are also approaching not only our traditional customers, car makers, truck makers and so on, but also completely new customers for Bosch.
Because Bosch has all the ingredients which no Google has, no Apple have, no Cisco has. We have the components, the hardware components are our core business. We are dominating different markets like automotive as a supplier. And we have the capability of connecting this through the digital world, building digital twins. And I have seen expertise in software innovation, but also in this new unit, which are comparable to what the IT companies have, but we can really meld it with what we have as Bosch.
We are focusing on 3 major locations in Germany, one of them being Berlin here, another one being Hildesheim, and the third one, not surprising, is the Stuttgart area. Internationally, our main focus is on China, but there are some projects also in other regions, especially North America, and more to come.
So for the Connected Mobility Solutions team, it's key to think beyond the pure B2B space to address, right? We will in the future sell services and solutions not only to the traditional manufacturer of cars, the OEM, but we will also sell it through other partners, right? Which could be service providers, which could be cities, which could be energy providers. And we need to understand that the go-to-market is changing. This is just the beginning.
Thanks, Berlin, and goodbye.
Again, cool products, cool people. That's the big picture. Why am I saying this? Because we are now expanding to Serbia, to Belgrade, and we want to build up engineering here, locally, and that's why I'm mainly here. I want to talk about products which we will do locally, and this is why I'm introducing Bosch SoftTech. This is my company. I'm heading what we are doing in Belgrade specifically. So what are we doing as Bosch SoftTech? Being a part of the big picture, we are connecting the internet with cars, with household appliances, for example, and with mobile units. This is where we are active, and this is the globe where digitalization takes place around the car. So what are we doing here on the globe? As mentioned, we are a relatively small company within Bosch. We are 230 people globally, and that's a small number compared to the 400,000 Bosch has. But there's an advantage in it because we can act differently. So we are small, we are agile, we can make fast decisions, flat hierarchies, everybody knows everybody, etc. So that's a great place to work. And even we have subsidiaries in the US, in Palo Alto, in China, in India, in several areas in Germany, but again, we are ramping up here in Belgrade. Let's talk about a little bit more specific about our products, what we are doing. And I would want to start with smartphone integration. The product is called My Spin. You can see it in the Jaguar outside. This is mainly about using smartphones in cars. Who has ever used a smartphone while driving? Hands up. Okay, too much. Too much people, and that is part of the problem. The accident rates by using smartphones while driving are going up, and many people are killed, more and more people are killed in traffic because they're using smartphones. So we need to look for ways to allow people to use the functionality of the smartphone, texting, listening to music, making telephone calls, using navigation, etc. We need to find ways that people can use these functions in a safe and secure way. And that's what our product My Spin is about. But it is also about connecting the car to the internet. So with this unit, with a smartphone in the car, you are connected to the internet, and we can benefit from this technical connection. And in order to explain this a little bit more, I want to show a short video about this product right now.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could use your favorite apps directly in the car without touching your mobile? With Bosch My Spoon, that's not a problem anymore. My Spoon allows me to operate my smartphone apps from the vehicle's touchscreen in a safe and convenient way. I start off with the Launcher app, available for iOS and Android. Here you can see all the apps installed on my phone that are compatible with My Spoon. And here's a list of apps that are currently not installed on my phone. Touching an icon brings me directly to the App Store. Once connected via USB, I now can access my apps. Some apps are already pre-installed, like the calendar, the contacts and the music apps. They directly access the database of the phone. And there are many third-party apps available, currently more than 50, for music streaming, navigation, communication and driver assistance. Worldwide, in more than 150 countries, including India and China. My Spoon is more than pure infotainment. My Spoon allows apps to access vehicle data like GPS, the fuel level, or even signals from the CAN bus. The app is running on the smartphone. The output of the app is rendered in the vehicle display. Even after disconnecting, the app keeps on running, which creates a seamless user experience. This allows developers to create innovative, useful automotive apps up to connected services. My Spoon brings my content in my car, and I can access it in a safe way, with a great user experience. And the exciting news is, we have much more to come up in the near future.
Okay, so that is My Spin, and by the way, that was not an actor, but a colleague of mine, which is Garrett, who's sitting down there. Can you please stand up? Yeah. Yeah. So you get applause for your acting performance. So that's one product I wanted to introduce to you. The next one is the so-called Connected Horizon, and I also have a video for this. If you are active in the autonomous driving area, you need a preview of what's happening in front of you. And typically in a car, we as humans, we have our eyes and we are listening to traffic news out of the radio, etc. The newer cars have sensors like video sensors or ultrasonic sensors. But if you really want to drive autonomously on road, you need to have a preview which is kilometers long. Not 10 or 20 meters, but kilometers long. And in that area, you need to collect information and make it available to the systems of the car in a way that the car understands this information. This needs to be transported in a secure way. Even when there's no reception in the car, you need to get that information, etc. So that is the one part of it. The other part of it, when you're talking about a preview in the car while driving, it automatically comes to digital maps. Yeah, this is the heart of everything. And we need, as Bosch, we need to partner with digital app companies, and we did this also with TomTom. That's one of the major map data providers, and I want to show you a short video explaining that a little bit.
Slight right out full, ease 20 metres, right 10, cut, 60 straight, brake before right, keep in, 11 half long, ease 30 metres, right 10.
So you need to cooperate with other companies. That is, by the way, key for all digitalization in the world. Just to explain, the race drivers were no Bosch employees that were real race drivers. So if you start at Bosch, you don't have to do that. Another product I would like to explain without a video, we are also active in an area connecting the car to the internet, for example, for fleets or insurance companies. So we have a project with a large insurance company in Germany where the driving behavior of the driver is recorded, and if you drive in a safe way, your insurance rate would be significantly lower. So you pay 30% or so less, which has an immediate effect on safety on the roads. So you have to connect the car with the internet in a redundant and reliant way, and these are also projects we are doing and we want to do here in Serbia. That's a very exciting and growing business, by the way. Last but not least, I would like to mention My Assist. This is a personal assistance system we are designing, and it basically is about natural language understanding and bringing this into the real world, be it cars, but also being homes here. And we all know that operating things via voice is a better way of doing it. But we also know all the frustration if you talk to a machine and the machine doesn't understand you. So there's a lot of tricky tests in doing this. You need to have a seamless integration into the system. The system needs to learn what you're doing, so you don't want to repeat every day what you want from the system. And it should be a support system. We are working on a real-world project here. The Bosch division, Bosch Siemens household appliances, so doing dishwashers and coffee machines and washing machines, etc., they are setting up a personal assistance platform which are connecting all these units in the kitchen and which are assisting people by doing things in the kitchen and which will add fun then being there. And I want to show a short video about this.
We have a vision of how future cooking will be. We developed a concept of a smart and easy kitchen assistant. An assistant that gives you a more light-hearted way every day. Imagine there would be a friend who takes care of most of your domestic tasks. A friend called
Mikey.
How was your day, Susan? You look tired. I'll play some relaxing tunes for you.
Thank you, Mikey. So, what's on for the weekend?
I checked your calendar. No business meetings.
Ah.
But tomorrow, you are attending your sister's birthday.
I'd like to bake something. What do we have?
I checked the fridge. There's not much in there. I suggest carrot cupcakes with a nice cream cheese frosting.
Ooh, that looks good.
With Mikey's support and his step-by-step recipes, kitchen work is easier and more intuitive than ever before. Due to Mikey's voice operation and projection possibilities, he is always hands-on and the perfect kitchen assistant. Due to Home Connect, Mikey can operate all your home appliances. If something is out of stock, he supports you with an online food order from the nearest delivery service.
So what's next, Mikey?
First, we need to prepare the ingredients. Let's start with cutting the carrots.
What's new in the world, Mikey? Anything good?
I will screen the headlines, but I suggest not to read them now.
Show them to me later.
Mikey will guide you step by step through your recipes and helps you to create lots of delicious tasting dishes. Cooking with Mikey is a fascinating experience. He's not only able to communicate with you, Mikey learns from his users' behavior. He also takes over the complete control of your home appliances.
I've already preheated the oven. Baking time will be 15 minutes.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Amy.
I'm preparing a broccoli quiche for my birthday dinner tomorrow. Could you please ask your little kitchen assistant how I do the filling?
No problem. I can send Amy the recipe.
Thank you, Mikey. See you tomorrow, Susan.
The washing machine is ready, Susan. If you like, you can fill the dryer now.
Mikey, the concept of the personal kitchen assistant. A new friend for the more light-hearted way every day.
Super, Mikey. Mikey?
Well.
No sweets at night, honey.
Yeah, so that was my key or my assist. That was an actor, and that will be the future in the kitchen. So working in the household will be pure fun. I would like to briefly talk about marketing activities. We are a global company, and that is why we need to be present in the most important fairs and exhibitions of this world. And you see a sample of those here. The most recent one was the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, USA, where we presented our products. And that is also part of the job of being there and presenting products, explaining to customers, etc. Not for each and everybody, but for people who are close to the products. The main message I want to send is we are hiring, and we would like you to talk to us, to join our teams. It is basically a young and agile team. If you look at me, you won't believe it, but I'm probably the second oldest in the company, so most of them are much younger than me, probably around 30 or so. No, seriously, we have very flat hierarchies, short ways between people. You can talk to almost everybody. There are no barriers in the organization. We are doing a lot of work in workshop sessions, in so-called hackathons, etc. So it's really fun, and if you look at the people here, they are all smiling, and they have fun at work. So again, we are hiring. We have 3 persons here. I already mentioned Gerrit, but also Ralf and Thomas are with me. Are you here in this room? Yeah, there they are. There's Thomas. Ralf is at the bar. No, seriously, we are hiring. We have a lot of open positions behind this QR code. So now you should put out your cameras and take a picture and apply for all these. But we are present outside. There's the Jaguar outside. We present the My Spoon product in there. But we have tables also in the hall around the small pool where you can ask people what's going on and what we have to offer. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexander. We will go to questions. We received a lot of questions, but first I will entertain a question from Christian. He asks, where did you find an actor that looks like a small robot?
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah. Yep, thank you.
Moving on. Claudius asks, why should car manufacturers implement My Spoon and not work directly with the OS owners, such as Apple?
That's a good question. And in fact, Apple and Google are competitors. But I want to tell you a story. Apple and Google are offering their systems, and what you do not know when using this is that they are requiring that the whole set of data which is generated during use is not owned by the people or the car manufacturer, but by Apple and Google. So by implementing this, an OEM like, for example, Jaguar, has to agree that all data is going directly into these companies. With our system, the car manufacturer can use the data for their own purpose or for the benefit of the car driver or the car owner. That is one difference. There are a lot of other differences. For example, there are regions in the world where Apple and Google simply don't work, like Russia or South Korea. I don't know about other countries, but probably in India, Apple doesn't work at all. I don't know. But there are many areas where they don't work, and that is the reason why we are very successful with My Spoon, because it gives much more control to the car manufacturer and to the end user. And you can design the thing as you want. With Apple and Google, you always get the same appearance. And by the way, Apple and Google, you may know them, they have 7 or 8 or 9 apps which you can use while driving. We have around 50 or so globally.
Another question, is safety a big concern when it comes to connecting a car to the internet?
You mean safety with regards to driving safe?
Hacking a car? Is it possible?
Yes, for sure. It is, in theory, possible. And it will be more dangerous in the future, for example. But this is why the industry is very seriously developing mechanisms which will prevent this. But for sure, the car will be more vulnerable when connected to the internet. I mean, the same is true when you're using your smartphone. That could also be hacked. Or if you have a smart home, with a lot of automation at home, that can be hacked. Yes, this is something which can happen, but it will happen anyhow. So the car will be connected to the internet.
We don't have more time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, if you have more questions, you can pose them to the speakers directly during the breaks. And now I will invite our second speaker, the IoT block, Mr. Arne Smolat from Bosch, to join us and talk about Industry 4.0 at Bosch.
Thank you. You have the clicker?
Oh, this one.
All right.